My job is to take the spark and fan it. When it starts to become a little flame, I feed it. What I do is talk and try to find out how many layers I have to peel off of it. The physical part of boxing is so minor that most people would never believe it or accept it. Because in my opinion, the mind and emotions are about 75% of boxing.
Alright, Boxing on the Edge, first interview we've ever done. I'd like to welcome Jihad, Abdul, Aziz, friend of mine, brother, trainer. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So let's get into your background. Okay, so you're from Brooklyn, right? Yes. From Bed-Stuy?
Bed-Stuy.
Tell us about your history, how you got into boxing, and your background from how you grew up.
Well, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy.
Which streets in Bed-Stuy?
I grew up on Howard Ave.
Okay.
Yeah, Howard and Horsley.
Okay.
And then we moved to different locations, Taylor Street and places like that.
Yeah.
I've gotten into boxing in, I believe it was 1988. I was a fan of Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And Rennie Bowe.
Did you ever see Tyson in the gyms around here? Because he used to come here a little bit.
Yes, he came here back in the days, yes.
Yeah.
At the different the other locations.
Right, okay.
And I met him privately at an event at the mosque.
Oh wow. You ever see him fight around here in the amateurs?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But when I met him, he was a beast.
Yeah.
I looked up to him. I was like, wow.
When he was 15, wasn't he?
He was
a man.
Beast.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tyson really Bowe, and you fought in the pros too, right?
Yes.
And you fought Monty Barrett?
No, I fought Monty Barrett in the amateurs.
Okay, in the amateurs, okay.
Yeah.
And then in the pros, how did you get transition from that amateur to the pros? Was it all in Brooklyn? You had most fights in?
No, I had some fights out of state. Back in the days it was very difficult getting fights if you didn't have a manager.
Right.
And at that time, you have to. They really have to desire you. You have to have a good background.
Blue chip.
Yeah. So, I had a gentleman by the name of Lenny Shaw.
Okay.
He helped me out in a couple of my fights, and I was doing good in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as dedicated as I should have been.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I'm chasing money and gotta live, and had a lot of streets in me. So I was doing good in the beginning. Went down.
It seems like a very familiar thing for boxers that they get dragged into a different lifestyle. Like you got to be dedicated all the way, all the time.
100%.
Like you can't cut corners in this game, So it's a tough game for sure. So then you got into training. Okay, so you actually, for people that don't know, he trained Tony Bellew for a couple of fights.
Yeah.
You also trained Jarrell Miller. You handled him for a while with Harry. Talk us too about that, about how the Bellew situation came about, and then we'll get on to Jarrell Miller.
Actually, I was help training my man Ashley Fieldfane.
Ashley Fieldfane, right, yeah.
And Ashley.
He just came to the gym, sorry to cut. He just came to Gleason's out of nowhere.
Oh, Ashley?
Yeah.
No, Ashley was with Harry at first.
Okay.
But before he was with Harry, he was with Blackmore.
Right. Okay.
And me and Harry was working together.
Yeah.
As partners. And, that's when I started working with Ashley.
Okay. So he hooked up Bellew with you? Is that how?
Yes, he hooked Bellew up with me.
All right. Yeah. I remember when Bellew came. Yeah, he was great. I remember when he came here for the camp for Chilemba. Right? Chilemba camp. He came in here and he loved the padlock with you. Yes. You guys hooked up for a couple of fights, and then Jarrell Miller, you handled him for a while, right?
Yes, I was same thing with Harry. Harry had him first.
Yeah.
And I was working with Harry and we was working with Jarrell together.
Yeah, that was true. I remember Jarrell being in here. He used to run the gym, He used to run through people in here.
Jarrell he has a lot of ability, man. He still can do it.
Yeah.
I hope he gets everything together.
Yeah.
Whatever he's going through.
Right.
But he have a lot of potential to be champion of the world.
Where does he train now? Because I know a couple of gyms did close down and it was a Shame.
From what I understand, he's out of town.
Okay.
He moved to a different state.
Okay.
You know, get himself together. You know, which is, you know, he got to do what he have to do.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So then, in terms of like you're obviously a boxing fan. Speak to us about some of your fighters that you look out for now in the amateurs and currently as pros. Are there any New Yorkers that we should be looking out for?
Well, right now, yeah, they have a few guys here. A few, they used to be on, they call them like Chris Corbett. Prime time. You know, I used to ref some of his fighters. I refereed.
Yeah, that's right. He was a referee too.
And he's this young lion. He's gonna go a long way.
Chris Corbett.
Yes.
Okay, New Yorker.
Prime time. That's
Prime time.
Yes.
He's trained here before.
No, he don't train here.
Okay.
He trained from his trainers Ariel Sosa.
Okay.
He trains in Cops and Kids Gym.
Okay. All right. Do you watch the AJ Usyk fight? You watch a little boxing?
Oh yes, I watched it. You know,
what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I called it like it was. You know, one of my friends from London, he sent me a message and asked me what I think of the fight. I said, well, AJ got a chance to win it by knockout. If it goes decision, he's gonna lose. Or if he
gets that home
that's
cooking.
right. That's right. You know, but
I know people
like
that
AJ,
said that
man.
too.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, I really like AJ, but sometimes, you know, you gotta add something to the pot. You know, not get rid of your pot, but add something to it.
Sure.
You know, and I really believe he's gonna come back and he's gonna.
I was just about to ask about the rematch. It seems like there might be one going ahead. What are your thoughts in terms of tactics? Because he obviously needs to do something different, right?
Oh yeah, he has to do a lot of things differently. You know?
What would you suggest if you were handling him right now?
Stop relying on his power and rely on his boxing ability, because he can box.
Yeah.
You know, he might not be as elusive as Oaks.
Do you think he should box him again?
Yes, 100%. You know, he have no shame.
Yeah.
You know,
but what if he gets outboxed again? What do you think will happen?
It happens. You know.
What could he do differently to box this time? Because he boxed the first time. He got outboxed really. What can he do differently in terms of his boxing ability that would give him the victory?
You want to be honest?
Yeah.
If he called it
AJ, if you're listening, mate, you know.
You know, honestly,
no, seriously, what like tactically?
I really believe that I can help him. Yeah. Every trainer feels that way.
Of course, they should.
But
what would you specifically add to his game for that fight and say, look, this is the game plan. Do this, and then we're going to be victorious.
If you look at watch the fight again, go to the southpaw,
right?
And he always put himself in position, and he dominated every time he put himself in position. Yeah. You know, he dominated him. So he would have to dominate his positioning, especially his outside
range
foot.
control.
Range control. Okay. Yes, he has to control the angles. He has to cut the ring ball. Cut him off. Don't let him go around you.
So push him forward, push him back.
Push him forward, push him back. That's right. You have to push forward. And you have to push him back. But you have to control that space. Right. Don't let him go around you. Trap him.
So a little different to like sitting there and trying to like outfit somebody.
That's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. He has to do something a little different. You have to put him a little bit of calculated pressure and his skills do the work.
AJ, he's a little stiff. He got an excellent jab, a good jab, but he wasn't relying on it too much.
Yeah.
And when he did throw,
he didn't quite believe in his punches.
He didn't believe it.
I think obviously part of that was Usyk making him not believe it. He was countering him, he was outmaneuvering him, he was outlooking him. So that can cause doubt. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him make a few adjustments.
Yeah. Oh, I believe he's going to do it.
Some people are calling for his trainer to be gone. Actually, Rob McCracken. A lot of people think he's got this amateur style, and people add some wrinkles to AJ's bow. How do you feel about that in terms of fighters and even their trainers?
I do have a problem with that. But sometimes you have to move on. Yeah. But if I were in this position, I wouldn't leave my training. I would add to it. Yeah. I would add to it. And the trainer will have to understand that. Yeah. This is my life, my career. I love you. I respect you. I'm loyal to you. but let's add something to it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody don't train the same. You know?
Yeah, it can go both ways, can't it? You can add another trainer, and it depends on their ego, I think. You know, who's going to let each other talk.
A lot of trainers they don't like that because they want to be the head trainer. Exactly. They want to be the shot caller.
That's why it can work. I mean, with Terrence Crawford, he's got what 2 or 3 different trainers, and they all seem very humble,
they're on the same page,
which is why it works. But if you get 2 different egos involved, it could be a disaster.
Yes,
to be honest
it
with you. So.
But you have to have the right people in your corner. You know, there's a saying I tell all my clients that when they first come to this gym, you know, they have a system here. You know, sometimes they come to the front door.
Yeah.
And a new client will come in, and then they'll choose a trainer for him.
Right, yeah.
And if I would come through that front door, I would not let anybody choose a trainer for me. I would choose my own trainer.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a fit that happens. There's a bond between trainer and client. You can't just give somebody to somebody. It's like chalk and cheese. You know, they might not fit. So
that's right. So
definitely hear that.
I will do my homework and you know, make some eliminations. And you'll take a couple of sessions and see who can work with me or who I like or who I'm comfortable with. Then it's on.
I should have asked this at the beginning, and I should have said about what your style is in terms of teaching, because I was going to say that when he taught me, like your ability to teach technique and break down technique was like very fascinating to me, and that's what made me learn a lot better. Like, how would you describe your style?
When I was coming up, like, there was two fighters that I kind of admired the most, as far as head movement. It was Mike Tyson. And Overcar.
Okay.
You know,
I'm not familiar with Overcar.
Yeah, Overcar. He was one of those fighters. He had all the skills, all the ability, but he couldn't get to the top level.
Right.
He was a great fighter, hard worker, but he just couldn't get there. You know, to win a world title.
Right.
My style of fighting is to hit without getting hit. That's the art of boxing. To hit without getting hit, even though you're gonna get hit.
But you had a way of describing technique and head movement. You know, for me, what I found, I understood you more than any other trainers about how you were doing it. And you obviously fought yourself, which helped, and your ability to describe exactly what you were talking about was important for me. And I think a lot of trainers, not a lot, but some, they have styles, but they can't articulate themselves. And I found that you could, technically, you know, I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, you do teach the pure essence of boxing.
See, that's the thing about boxing. You know, some people, they'll tell you, but they can't show you. You know, so that's when you really can distinguish from a better trainer or a trainer with more experience.
See, I never seem to pick up everything, so I always used to hit and get hit.
Hey, yo, move your head, man. Move your head.
Oh man, I took some big shots back in my day. But anyway, listen, thank you for doing this.
Anytime.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna have more interviews coming by. We're gonna do more with Jihad, Abdul, Aziz, and yeah, be well. Thank you.
On edge.